So the walls are closing in, but not on Trump, on the conspirators who tried to destroy him. John Brennan, the CIA director who pushed the Russian hoax, is now desperately claiming we never said Trump colluded. Okay, so my name's Tom. I'm a White House correspondent for the Next News Network, and I'm here while Gary speeds toward Ron Paul's birthday party on Saturday. We'll be streaming that live for everybody. But today, we've got John Brennan's own words from 2018 calling Trump denials hogwash. Peter Navarro just went nuclear, naming every conspirator: Obama, Clinton, Comey, Clapper, and George Soros himself. Finally, declassified emails prove Hillary approved the entire scheme. The Durham Annex exposes how they classified their lies to hide them from their agencies. The biggest political scandal in American history is finally being exposed, so you guys need to make sure you keep watching, guys. Check this out. So, if you're getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of saving. But here's something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? It might feel safe, but holding on to too much cash guarantees one thing: you're losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps slipping. And that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. And one company that makes it easy: Noble Gold Investments. You can buy gold or silver, coins or bars, and have them shipped to your house or stored securely. It's a smart way to convert cash into something that actually holds value. And Noble Gold is fair, transparent, and they don't pressure you. Just solid information and real options. So visit nextnewsgold.com to get started. So, just like protecting your wealth from inflation requires real assets, protecting our republic from corruption requires real accountability. And John Brennan's day of reckoning has finally arrived. So watch this compilation that destroys Brennan's desperate attempt to rewrite history. His own words condemn him, and the declassified evidence seals his fate. Guys, check this out.
And the intelligence community assessment that we wrote back then, that the analysts wrote, said that we didn't have any information whatsoever about what the impact was on the election. That intelligence community assessment never mentioned the word collusion. Not at all. So what they do is they misrepresent the facts, mischaracterize what is said, and then claim that we were engaged in this big conspiracy. Well, as Simone pointed out, President Obama told us, make sure you don't do anything at all that is going to any way affect the outcome of that election. Don't do anything, and make sure that you don't get these reports released that named individuals had American citizens' names in them. And so we did our utmost to make sure that we carried out our responsibilities with the integrity that we're supposed to.
The amount of information that relates to collusion and obstruction activity is really quite extensive in this report. I think by anyone's account, you can identify all the things that were going on between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and interactions and meetings with Russians. It was quite I think, enlightening.
Trump's claims of no collusion are hogwash. That's Brennan in the New York Times 2018. Now he claims they never said Trump colluded. This is gaslighting on steroids, which is just typical for that whole entire party, guys. They just gaslight Americans 24/7. And so Pete Navarro just went scorched earth outside the White House. He connected every dot in the conspiracy: Obama, Clinton, Soros. He names them all. And this is courage. I love Navarro. Go ahead and check this out, guys.
Now, let me just really shift gears radically because I want to talk a little bit about the Russia hoax, the Grassley report, and the Durham Annex, which came out last week. I had been working with Senator Grassley's office. I got to give him three cheers because he's been working relentlessly to get out the information about the Russia hoax. And here's what I want to say. I went to prison, as did Steve Bannon, for defending the Constitution. But there isn't a single person associated with the Russia hoax that's been held accountable. And the list is a long one. It goes Obama, Clinton, FBI Director Comey, and other people worked there, like Page and Strzok. It involved the intelligence community and Brennan and Clapper. And the importance of the Durham Annex is that ties it all together and brings also in George Soros and his son Alex and the Open Society Foundation. And there is just This is the most sophisticated political scandal that's ever been engineered. No one's been held accountable. Good for Attorney General Pam Bondi for pursuing that. And the most important thing I can tell you, if people are not held accountable for the Russia hoax, they will do it again. If people are not held accountable, they will do it again. And that's what I'm most concerned about. Okay?
So as you guys know, this literally is the most sophisticated political scandal ever engineered. And Navarro went to prison defending the Constitution while these criminals walk free. And that's not for long, guys. The evidence is overwhelming and available for everyone to see. So watch as officials reveal exactly where Americans can find the proof of this massive conspiracy. Take a look.
As you were playing those clips of these people like Morning Joe seemingly befuddled, saying that by no account is any of this true, I would challenge them to see if they've actually read the documents, every single page of the documents that we've released over the last couple of weeks. If not, go to odni.gov, It's all right there for anyone to see. And those who go in and read this will see how President Obama directed that a National Security Council meeting be called to talk about Russia, that the report that came out of that meeting was filled with tasks that were delivered by James Clapper's assistant to John Brennan and to other elements of the intelligence community. John Brennan was the head of the CIA at the time, all saying per the president's direction, per the president's order. And very specifically, they were tasked to create an intelligence assessment that detailed how Moscow tried to influence the election, not if, but how. And this was the beginning of this manufactured intelligence assessment where they knowingly wrote things in this assessment that were false, and they knew they were false. They knew that they were basing it on discredited intelligence or documents like the Steele dossier that was politically motivated and that they knew was false. And this was how they came up with the Russia hoax that was then weaponized and used to try to delegitimize the president, President Trump, and to try to ultimately enact this years-long coup throughout his entire 4 years of his first administration.
All right, so every single person watching this video, listening to it, whatever you're doing, if you have a pen and paper handy, if you guys have your phones, put in odni.gov. Check it out after the show. It has every document, every email, and every single piece of evidence. They created false intelligence. Can't say this right. Say it again. They created false intelligence. They classified it then to hide their crimes, then used it to attempt a coup against Donald Trump. But here's a bombshell that changes everything, guys. Mike Benz reveals how George Soros' own hacked emails expose the plot. The Open Society Foundation's director knew Hillary's plan from the start. Take a look.
What is your initial reaction to some of the first few pages you're looking at on this report?
I'm shell-shocked. What we got today was the basis for John Brennan's handwritten notes. We have been wondering since the publication of the fact that John Brennan had this handwritten note saying actually Russiagate started with Hillary Clinton. It's like they knew that Hillary Clinton was cooking it up and that she didn't have supporting evidence for it. And so the CIA and FBI simply declare it as fact so that you don't even need to prove the case. And then they classified the evidence so that even the low-level and mid-level CIA and FBI counterintelligence analysts couldn't even see what the basis of the intelligence assessment conclusion was. And then we just found out this week the basis for it was the Steele dossier, the P dossier, something that John Brennan swore up and down was not true. Now we have it in hard, cold emails. But what just dropped today was that the basis of John Brennan's handwritten notes was the CIA discovered that Russia had hacked George Soros's Open Society Foundation Eurasia Center director. And it was that man, Leonard Bernardo, who had said that Hillary Clinton had approved this plan to paint Trump as being backed by the Russians and Russians interfering in the election.
So Benz calls it being shell-shocked. I'm pissed. I'm mad, guys. I'm angry. I don't know how you guys are. I am super upset. And that's how he describes reading these documents. Russia hacked Soros' foundation and discovered Hillary's plan to frame Trump. Then Brennan used that to create his quote-unquote assessment. So think about the evil genius of this scheme. They took Hillary's fabricated Russia story, Then they laundered it through the intelligence community. Then they classified the evidence so their own analysts couldn't see it was fake. And then they leaked it to the media to destroy a duly elected president. Just let that sink in, guys. The Steele dossier. Brennan swore it wasn't used in the intelligence assessment. The emails prove he lied. The Durham annex proves he lied. His own handwritten notes prove he lied. Obama directed the operation at a National Security Council meeting. Every single task, every order, every directive came with per the president's direction. They were told not to investigate if Russia interfered, but how to. Like, meaning they put the conclusion first and then the evidence later. So CrowdStrike and Threat Connect supplied the media narrative while the FBI and CIA proved the official cover. It wasn't a perfectly orchestrated coup attempt, and they literally almost got away with it. But Trump survived. The truth survived. And now these documents that are declassified, we have proof of the greatest political crime in American history. Obama knew. Clinton orchestrated it. Brennan executed it. Clapper enabled it. And Comey covered it up. And in the whole time, George Soros was funneling money to keep it funded. They used America's intelligence agencies as weapons against democracy itself. They turned the FBI into the DNC's private police force. They made the CIA into Clinton's personal vendetta machine. It's insane. So if you guys got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next, guys. So this is way bigger than Watergate. It's bigger than any scandal in American history. They weaponized our intelligence agencies to overthrow a president. They classified their lies to hide them from their own people. They nearly destroyed our republic with a hoax they knew was fake from day one. And Brennan must be prosecuted. Clinton must be indicted. Obama must be investigated. Every conspirator must face justice, or they'll just do it again. Navarro's warning should chill every American. The evidence is overwhelming. Hillary's emails approving the plot, Brennan's handwritten notes, Obama's direct orders, and Soros' hacked communications. It's all there on odni.gov for anyone with eyes to see. They called us conspiracy theorists for saying what is now a proven fact. Here's my question, guys. Should Brennan face life in prison for attempting to overthrow the government? Yes or no? So drop your verdict below, guys. All right, and also to continue to show your support for truth, check out our merch shop linked in the description, guys. This is Tom McCullough, and justice is coming.